Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to another week in the life of running your dealership, NG Supercars.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and over there, hiding in the Aston Martin, is Randy. And Josh is somewhere in the air right now. He is flying out to San Diego. He is flying out there to go check out a car that we're trying to buy. So we have a Ferrari F430 that we're looking at. It's actually someone I've met probably like 7 or 8 years ago. So I've actually seen the car and everything. So we'll see. Hopefully it's a good car. I can't remember what it looked like, honestly. It's so long. But hopefully it's in good shape and we buy it. But what we're going to do is bring you along as we run our business, buy and sell cars, look at cars, work on cars, and, well, mostly Ferraris. Although, admittedly, we have a GTR right now. So at some point this week, I'm going to test drive this thing because I have never driven a GTR. And also, at some point this week, I'm going to test drive that Aston Martin Vanquish because, actually, I've driven a Vanquish. I have driven a Vanquish, but I don't know if I ever reviewed a Vanquish, especially that year. So that's a 2014. We'll go through the whole shop, show you the status of everything. And of course, if you're interested in watching these sorts of videos, we do appreciate your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And hit the hype button if you have that available. We do appreciate all of those things. Helps out the channel. Also, you can go check out normalguyssupercar.com. There's where you can buy parts and services from us, including our consultation services and our remote consignments. So that's one of the things that we're really proud of that we're doing now is we actually are going out, inspecting cars, doing a PPI, and then helping people sell their cars where they have effectively low to no risk of fraud, which is amazing. So one of the problems with the consignment world is that it's so ripe with fraud. It's crazy how much crap happens with the consignment world. Well, the car stays in your possession, the title stays in your possession, you pay us to come out and inspect the car, we do all the marketing, and then nothing happens until you get paid. So you send us the title once you get paid. You send us the car once you get paid. It stays on your insurance. Insurance will cover it because it's not actually at our shop. So if you're interested in doing that, send us an email, sales@normalguyssupercar.com. We can discuss it and get you set up for one of these remote consultations or remote consignments. Too many C words. Okay, so here's the status of everything. We've got the orange car with the Valvetronic exhaust, and it looks like it's installed. So I believe we're waiting on the intake manifold to come back from being painted. We should hear about that maybe today, tomorrow, Wednesday, I don't know. That car just came in over the end of the week, last week, so we are going to get started on that fairly soon. It is getting everything. It is getting a major service. It is getting a conversion and a couple other things. So it's going to be here for at least, I'm going to say 2 weeks, maybe 3. So get used to seeing it. I pointed this out. Those wheels are, apparently they're California wheels, and they look really good on the 360. I don't know what it is. Every time I look at those wheels, I think, damn, that really looks good on that car. I don't know why I like those wheels so much, but I do. This 458 has a pending deal. We actually need to pull the PPF off of it as a part of that deal. Oh Lord, I'm not looking forward to that. My fingers are crying in agony right now just thinking about it. GTR is here on consignment. It is a friend of ours down in San Antonio. I picked it up last week. And like I said, we're going to take this thing out for a drive. And I think it's got some ridiculous amount of horsepower because you can see it's got some aftermarket good stuff. I'm excited to try this. Over here is a car that we had converted for a client. It is almost all set. The only thing left is it needs to get in alignment, and that happens, I think, tomorrow. So that should be it for that car. We have Scott's old flood salvaged Ferrari 360, and it works. By some miracle, it runs and drives perfectly. The only thing I noticed is the stereo is dead, so it's probably got a dead fuse somewhere. We'll have to go through and just double check all the fuses. So we're going to get this thing converted into a manual. That's why the transmission is sitting on the floor. We have a conversion kit that's supposed to be getting dropped off for it today. We can get working on that pretty soon. The other thing we're going to do is repaint the front bumper because it is, yeah, it's really bad. There are paint chips everywhere, including this huge scuff that happened during the flood. Something must have wiped out or scraped across the front of this poor thing. But yeah, you can see the whole front bumper and the front clip needs paint bad. It is in awful shape. And then we'll probably flog it for a while and then sell it. And then over here is a Ferrari F430 that got converted. Also for a client, probably need to do a test drive on it and make sure it's all set and then arrange shipping. And of course the Vanquish, which is here again on consignment. This is our friend Daniel's car. And there's Randy reinstalling the headliner. Is the headliner in?
Headliner's up.
Oh! That looks a little bit better.
Pillars are going back in.
Nice.
Almost ready.
Oh man, so I might be able to drive this thing maybe. Yes. Well, we need to get pictures of it before I drive it because it's clean. Pictures first, then drive.
Roads are still.
Roads are,
snow
yeah.
melt
So the snowstorm still has like mud and shit all over the roads. So every time we drive anything right now, they come back looking, well, like Scott's car. Yeah. Where it's caked in mud. This is our friend's car. It's here being stored. Oh, I have an update on this car. So we've been waiting on the Klein Inconel exhaust, and they said it is supposed to be shipping out this week. Thank God. So they're running a little bit late. That's the problem with the custom Ferrari exhausts and stuff. They do take a while, so you just got to be patient. We get an estimate. It's not always accurate. Give it plus or minus a few weeks, you know, just, sorry. So we're going to get that, and then we're going to install a Klein Inconel exhaust on a Pista. Oh, yes. Then I'm going to test drive it. I've driven Pistas, but I have not gotten a review of one, so I'm looking forward to that. 190E is here, just being stored right now, and that is it as far as everything that's in the shop. So like I said, Josh is going out to look at a Ferrari F430 today. Hopefully he likes it, and we can buy it and get one in stock for you guys. And we're just always looking for cars. We're constantly looking for cars. It's just tough out there, man. The market is really tight. There are very few cars for sale, and the ones that are for sale are either overpriced or crap. So it's really challenging to find good cars. And the other thing is, if you find a good car right now, you got to act super fast. I've had already multiple cars slip by for consultation clients where they're like, hey, I want this car. We call them and they're like, yep, sold yesterday or sold 2 days ago or whatever. If you find the right car and you like it, work, like get on it right away. So I need to work on the computer. I got some stuff I'm going to do this morning, and we will reconvene in a few hours and see where we're at and maybe work on some stuff. I don't know. I haven't really figured out what I'm doing yet this week. So I know I got to make some phone calls and emails and try and buy a car. That's what I want to do. My goal for the day is I want to buy a car today because I need more cars. So that's my goal. I'm going to buy a car today. You watch. I'm gonna buy a car. All right, you two, we are in that black 430. We're gonna give it a test drive because I don't like cars going out the door unless I've driven it. Unfortunately, this means it's gonna get dirty, which is fine because it already was dirty and I need to wash it. I will say I do love the spec with the carbon fiber steering wheel, carbon fiber center console, and dash, and the instrument cluster. So that's a pretty high option car. 430s didn't have a ton of carbon fiber options and crazy shit like they did in the 458, and of course the 488s and anything later, they really stepped it up where you could get nuts. I can tell it's got the carbon brakes because of the way it grabs. And it's getting occasional bitching about the TPMS. Clutch feels great. It's really hard on a lot of these cars. The clutch grabs kind of high for some reason. I don't know exactly why, but it's just common in these 430s and 360 conversions, and actually in the factory cars too. Gotta go at a super steep angle. That's pretty good. So far, so good. Let's get warmed up and then see how it behaves. That's the big thing is don't just do it when it's cold. You gotta do it when it's warm. Yeah. Oh. Yes. She's good. Yeah. Alright, I am pleased with that part. We'll just keep driving though. This looks like a pretty good install to me. Looks like a good conversion. I'm happy. It gives the thumbs up seal of approval. Thing is, we want to drive the cars reasonably hard because when they get the car back, if we, let's say like, it was gonna have something break or not be right when it was driven hard, let's be real, the Ferraris, people are going to drive them hard, and if they get a car back and it immediately breaks because we didn't drive it hard and expose something that was maybe wrong with it, then they'll be pissed. So it's a little bit weird because I don't like flogging or beating on other people's cars, but I feel like we have to. To be fair, I'm not like like being abusive or anything. I want to make sure we drive it, like put in a lot of shifts for one thing. On these conversions, we'll like intentionally shift it for no reason, just other than to shift it. Just keep shifting and shifting and shifting, like even when you're just driving straight and at the constant speed. So it just changes your behavior a little bit so that you can break things in and test it out and make sure nothing's going to go bad. It's funny, once you drive enough of these cars, you've driven so many, you can just tell by the certain characteristics and behaviors that they're very, very subtle, but you notice them when you've done it enough times, And you probably are like, oh, you're short shifting. Yeah, I just want to get in as many shifts as I can during a drive. Get some heel toe in, make sure that feels good. Another thing we check on after we've driven a bit is where it sits in the gate, because sometimes it'll shift correctly, but it's sitting in an awkward position. So this one's actually basically perfect, because you can see the forward back. Sometimes it'll be too far forward, too far back, just a smidgen. And what will happen is then when it's too far forward or back, you won't get the good click on some of the shifts because it's like not hitting the gate. So it has to be positioned just right. See, like there's a good click sound. Good click sound. I'm not shifting it real hard there, so it's not gonna click very loud. Yes. Yeah, I love the 430. Such a good car. Oof, she dirty. Well, drives wonderful, so we will send it. I'm happy. So it can now get arranged to go, well, it needs to be paid for, and then it can go to its owner, and I'm pretty sure they will be happy with that, because I'm very happy with that. Holy cow, YouTube, I'm trying to wash this black 430, and the wind just out of nowhere is just insane right now. Look at I can't even, it doesn't even make it to the car. Well, this will be a fun car wash. Oh man, yeah, it's like kicking up dust devils and everything. Man. All right, well, I have to wash it and then pull it in really quick so I can dry it before it gets all nasty. Nice. She's all washed up. Looks good. I have to say, black is one of those colors that you either love or hate. And I actually love black cars. I just hate maintaining them. If you have a black car and you put a full PPF on it, that is awesome, because God, it saves so much time and energy trying to keep them clean. But when it's just regular old paint, I just feel like you sneeze near the car and it puts micro scratches on them. But this car is in really, really, really good shape. It is a fantastic example. So now it drives wonderfully as a manual, and it looks incredible, and it's low mile. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut.
It's a beaut, Clark. It's a beaut.
Okay, I gotta run. I just got a consultation and I need to fly out today. So I am running to the airport right now. Actually, I gotta run home, grab my clothes, and then run to the airport. So we gotta hustle. We gotta go. So don't have time to talk. We'll talk there or on the way.
20 minutes later.
All right, YouTube. Change plans. So I flew home, parked like an asshole in the middle of my driveway, trying to run in and get things situated, because basically, if everything went perfectly, I was going to get to the gate with about 10 minutes before the flight leaves or closes the door, because they close the door 15 minutes early. And I forgot some stuff at the shop that I needed. Of course. So, yeah, I canceled my flight for today, rebooked it for tomorrow morning, and instead of going out tonight and flying home tomorrow, I'm actually going to go out tomorrow morning and then fly home tomorrow night. So I'm going to do an out and back. I guess the good news is I'm not as stressed. The bad news is I'm going to have to get up a little bit earlier than I need to in order to go to the shop before going to the airport to grab the stuff that I forgot. So I'm going to call it the day for today. I'm going to park the truck properly in the garage, and then I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning because my flight is at 6:30. So it's going to be a really long day. First flight's at 6:30. I get into St. Louis at 11:55. They're only like 10-15 minutes from the airport, so I guess they'll pick me up or I'll take an Uber or whatever. Then I have a flight to Minneapolis because that was the latest flight of the day. Was a flight to Minneapolis at like 5:30. So it gives me a good 3 to 4 hours to look over the car, which is about perfect. Usually I like 3 hours at a minimum. That's kind of my lowest amount that I can look over a car. Sorry, it's windy. Step back in the garage. And then I don't get home until like 11 o'clock at night. So, or 11 something. But at least I don't have to stay in some crappy hotel. The flight, that was the problem, was the flight was way more expensive to do the out and back. For some reason, they wanted almost double for the early morning flights. But I figure by not having to rent a car, not having to get a hotel, the hotel, last time I stayed at the hotel, was like $250+ So basically it ends up as a wash for the cost, which is fine. Bright and early tomorrow morning, we'll see you guys, and we'll be flying up to St. Louis to go look at a Ferrari 458 Spider.
The next.
Megan has to say something.
Hey, YouTube. This is Meg. I'm a full-time working mother. So months ago, Dan decided that he and his father, who is of a certain age, I love Clark Hurlbert, would go to Japan together because his father really loves traveling, but he's of a certain age where probably good to have someone go with him to places.
Well, also, I wanted to go with him
Well,
because...
yeah, but this whole thing started, right, because you guys were like, well, maybe someone should go with Clark.
Just in case.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're not babysitting.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
But
I
he's
know.
85. But no, he's in beautiful health. When this
He's
was all
doing
going-
good.
Yeah, no, he's doing great. And I'm like, of course I support that. Even though it'll be difficult on
Yeah.
the household for me to work my full-time job and take care of our 4-year-old child. But I feel that this is an undeniable, irreplaceable opportunity for you to spend some time with your father. So few people get such a wonderful opportunity to intentionally spend time with their parent like that in adulthood. And so we booked the trip. And I said, the only thing I ask is that you then maybe curtail some of the extracurricular activities associated with the channel, which are work, one including being the Tail of the Dragon thing you guys do once a year, or Monterey, or, like random...
Those are the two big ones.
Yeah, and shenanigans.
'cause
There
a
will
lot-
be other shenanigans too. I know there
Yes.
will be. Dan was like, great, yes, sounds like a good deal. Yes, absolutely. And then, a couple of nights ago, Dan's lying in bed and he rolls over, he goes,
Is that how he did it?
yeah. Megan, people will be sad if I don't come to the Tail of the Dragon. They'll be sad. They'll be super sad, and I owe it. Like, this is like a charitable thing now. Like, I have to go. I have to go. It's for them. It's for the subs. For those very sad, affluent supercar owners who are purposely taking time off and taking their car to another part of the country to drive fast. We should feel bad for them. I need to, would it be too hard if, I maybe went for their sake? Now he's going to tell a dragon for like better not be 3 days. I heard
It is
3
not.
days on
No,
the phone.
I'm flying out.
Oh my God, dude.
I stay one full day. I fly back the next day.
Okay.
So it's 3 days that I'm gone-ish because of fly out, stay, fly back.
Okay.
So I get one full day.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
fine.
One full day.
Okay. I don't know who the sad people are that were like, oh.
I didn't say there's...
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't say there's...
You said they're man sad.
No, I
And
didn't.
they, like, you owe it to
No.
somebody to go to the Tail of the Dragon. It's total nonsense. But BTW, Dan will be sharing a room with Josh's stepbrother because Josh has very specific pubic hair maintenance rituals where he cannot share a room, apparently.
Now this is just, now you're just being a dick and making up stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. We should probably cut that because then Josh will be
Well, just it is not. That part's not real. Megan just made it up.
There's nothing to do with it. Although it wouldn't hurt to get a sponsor on the channel like all those other male channels where like, hey, maybe you want to...
Oh, Manscaped?
Dude, like what is it with that? That's on like every channel.
I don't know.
Every dude channel is
I don't have it because I think it's lame.
Well, yeah, no, and like, you know, you have integrity and that isn't a product that you utilize. So Dan's gonna be chilling with Randy for a few days and he will make an appearance at the Dragon. You're all welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you in the morning, YouTube.
The next day.
All right, good morning, YouTube. It's about 5:15. My flight isn't until 6:40, and we board at 6. Here a little bit early. I woke up at like 3 and couldn't get back to sleep, so I just left early. I was like, whatever. Have you ever noticed, if you travel a lot, that the TSA line, I don't know that it's any faster than a regular screening line. There's like far fewer people in the regular screening line than there is in TSA, or in the TSA pre-check line. Same thing as every time, going to Sky Club, grabbing breakfast, flying to Atlanta, then to St. Louis, and then we're gonna do a turn and burn, so hopefully it doesn't take more about 3 hours. Should give me plenty of time. Give it a good review, give it a good inspection, and we'll be happy. So hopefully the car's good, and we can get the client a good 458 Spider.
Clouds, 36 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, we're early. Got a little over an hour to kill. Going to Sky Club, grab a bite. Pretty uneventful flight. Those are the best ones. Alright, I'm at like the last gate in A concourse, although both flights were from A, so that's good, but got about 2 minutes until we board. Still have to go all the way down there. It's a big hike. We just had to deal with a last second emergency where there was a car getting picked up, but they had not paid yet, so we had to contact the guy and be like, yo, you need to send money right now if you want this car to leave today. So he did. Can't send a car out until it's been paid for, even for service work. That's just, it is what it is. All right, we're back in St. Louis. Gonna go back to, actually I've been to the same dealership before. I don't know why, but they won't do deposits. It seems like an added unnecessary complexity to the already complicated thing. Got a gripe about people who grab their bags in the airplane when they're deplaning and then like organize their crap in the aisle instead of like go back to your seat, get your shit together, and then go into the aisle so the rest of us can deplane. It slows everything down dramatically. It's really dumb, but whatever.
Meanwhile.
Well, good morning, YouTube. Today, we are going to go get this car's instrument cluster reprogrammed at Makina. We're taking the 360 to get some body work done, and we're going to go check out the GT3 RS and see what the progress is on that car. All right, here we are. We got the RS up on the rack here, and tell us what we're doing. Tell us what we're doing next. Oh, that's fine.
Well, we've now moved the GT3 RS up onto the frame machine, so that's the next step in the process of getting ready to put it up on pins or jig so that we can get everything measured, get the front tub assembly over here to start setting it up.
Yeah, so we get a little bit better view of it now that it's up on the rack here. and what we're dealing with. It looks like a mess, but I think it's not as bad as it looks, right?
No, it's really not. Like we talked about in the other video, is the whole front tub assembly comes complete. So all of these components will be removed, and everything that needs to be replaced will be. Most of this will be replaced.
Yeah.
We already have a lot of the parts for the car, so the next step now that it's up here is we'll get it up, like I said, into the jig, get it all on pins, and then start disassembling the front end.
Cool.
So the interior will come out, dash will come out, obviously all these components will come out, seats will come out.
How long does it take you to disassemble this whole thing? Like a day with 2 guys working on it or something? Or
Yeah, it's really actually quick.
is it? So if you've done it a few times, it's
Yeah, taking it apart is the easy.
getting it all back together properly
Putting it
is.
back together is, you
Yeah.
want to take your time. We have a client friend that's got the same generation 991.2 3RS.
Yeah.
The exact car that we're going to have here side by side while we're reassembling this one, just to have, even though we have all the schematics and we have all the parts. It is really nice to have that example right
Yeah.
next to it when you're building, just
Yeah,
in
for
case
sure.
you miss a little something. Or
Good deal. Well, there you have it. We're a little update on this, so we're gonna get cranking on this thing like next week or something.
maybe even later this week.
Okay.
Now that we've got it up here, we're definitely going to start getting it in position this week.
Yeah.
Disassembly we like to do in one time frame, not start it
Yeah.
and then halfway do it. When we're ready to actually take everything out, it'll all be in one time frame.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll dig in the morning and get everything done. That just is easier for consistency and logging
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
and labeling all the parts once it's as we're disassembling it, and then making notes with our estimator on what other additional
Yeah.
components could be missing. So,
Cool. Get a closer look at it now that it's up on the rack here. It's a cool spec on this thing. I love the color combo.
Lizard green's great. If you can't commit to the lizard green body color, like
Yeah.
this,
It's a
lizard
good
green-
compromise.
Yeah, lizard green was an option to get this car in this generation, the .2.
Yeah, I have a buddy that had a lizard green one, and he complained that while it was in his garage, it was so bright that it like made everything look green in his garage.
Yeah. So this is a good, with the interior being lizard green, so the interior spec would be the same as you would see in the lizard green
Right.
option. The accents on the wheels, and then the interior, the carbon buckets, and
Yeah.
the accents with the shifter.
Well, we already have a couple of people that were interested in it when it's done. It's probably going to be a little while, but if you're interested, send us an email. We'll put you on the list, and we'll go through that list when it's all done and work a deal with someone. It's going to be badass. Fixed, Porsche certified, able to be CPO'd still.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be pretty badass.
Later.
Okay, you too. We are in the 458. I'm gonna test the axle lift. Working. So you gotta just check everything. Got valve controller. Working. Okay. Ooh, that steering wheel's in a weird position. It's funny because these test drives, you really don't do all the most exciting stuff in the world. You just really are trying to make sure everything functions correctly. It is cold, by the way. Very, very, very cold here. Oh, it's cold. Okay. Alright, no dead spot in the steering. 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear. Alright, and we already did reverse, so all the gears work. It's too cold to really give it hell because I'm going to have no traction. I can feel the heaters working, so that's great. I'm going to check on the various gauges, okay? There's a couple small flaws in the car. There's nothing considerable. Transmission pressure checks out good. That's one of the big things we want to check on the 458s is the E-diff pressure when it's off. You want to make sure it's not drifting. Because if it drifts too far, then you run into problems. I don't know if I've ever driven a Ferrari with snow on the ground like this. I'm pretty pleased with the car so far, other than cosmetic stuff that maybe a little bit more cosmetic crap than I realized from the pictures and video that they sent us.
2 hours later.
All right, YouTube, we're in Minneapolis. It's like 5 p.m. So when I got to St. Louis, they had another flight that was earlier that was leaving in like a few minutes. So I jumped on that plane at the last second and got in early so I could chill here because there's a Sky Club here. Oh, damn, I missed that one. I missed the tram. There's a Sky Club here, but there's not one in St. Louis. So sorry, I'm distracted. I'm trying to figure out my bearings. I should have taken that tram. Well, I'll get the next tram. We gotta go from C something all the way to F. So I got a long walk. All right, well, let's go to Sky Club, grab some food. This will be my dinner. Woo! Yeah, last time I was in Minneapolis recently was late at night, so it's a little more lively right now. You know, I've been in a lot of airports lately, and I will say Minneapolis is too big. It's too spread out. It takes forever to get anywhere. Even though Atlanta is like crazy busy, you can get from terminal to terminal really fast. They have the plane train, and it's pretty effective, but Minneapolis is like, this is a lot walking. I wouldn't want to have a close connection here. Even Detroit is really pretty fast. Actually, Detroit's really good. I like Detroit. Salt Lake is okay. Finally almost to my concourse. F gates. Ooh, Sky Club. There it is.
Even when the heart gets going, even when I've lost all control, I know that you're calling me to you. It doesn't matter where I've been, this love isn't based on.
Alright, YouTube, made it to Austin. Thankfully the flight was early. It's only like 10:20. Still got like 45-minute drive home plus another 10-15 minutes to get out of the airport, so I'll be home 11:15ish. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm exhausted tonight. I was passed out hard in that flight. I am just done. I'm so tired. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Well, good morning, YouTube. I'm alive. Barely. And Josh is about to take this car to go get its alignment. This thing, you know, got converted. It's all set. That's the last thing being done to it before it ships out. Just needs to get the alignment. That's a good way to start the day. Well, it's Wednesday, and I gotta get situated. I had a lot of emails I ignored yesterday. I got a lot of stuff on the computer I gotta catch up on. Randy has been making a ton of progress on the yellow car, where he's starting to work on the A-frame and transmission, all that jazz. But look at, he's already got the shift box in. Nice. Still gotta pull the rear panel off too for the timing belt service. Yeah, we'll get to that. Making some progress here, chipping away. Stuff's happening, so that's good. I'll get synchronized with Josh and figure out what's the status of all the cars. So I'll talk to him before I talk to you about the status of all the cars. Crap, I just realized it's already February, which means this Saturday is the first Saturday of the month. So if you don't know, we are trying to host a monthly first Saturday meet here at the shop. I think I'm gonna do 9 a.m. I'm just gonna make it 9 a.m. year round. I've been varying the time a little bit here and there. Let's just do 9 a.m. That way it works for when it's cold and for when it's warm. 9 a.m. Saturday. So anyway, it's first Saturday of the month at the shop. If you ever want to come check out the shop, that's a great time to do it because we'll have the shop open and you're not coming in the middle of the day when we may or may not be here and may or may not be busy or whatever. If you're interested in the details, I post on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you're following us on our Facebook page, you should see it. So it's on the Normal Guy Supercar page. This car, off to get its alignment. Aston Martin, we still got to get pictures and I got to still review it. Black car, we have the deposit, so it's effectively sold. We're waiting for the balance. Orange car is waiting on the intake manifold to come back from paint, which should be this week, hopefully. So hopefully we'll have it back together either late this week or early next week. Yellow car underway. Nissan GT-R is waiting to get cleaned up, but I need to do a drive with it. And Scott sold 360. We're waiting on a conversion kit so we can actually convert it. And then still waiting on the exhaust for the Pista, and the other two cars are just chill. The consultation I did yesterday, so I flew up to St. Louis. looked at the car. The car was pretty good. He is not doing a pass through, so he's not having us buy it. At this point, we step aside. I can help him arrange shipping and some other stuff, which actually I got to do. I got to get a quote for him on the shipping. I am not sending it through the dealership, so I don't have to worry about any of the paperwork or any of that stuff. Which, by the way, if you do that, if you want us to run the car through the dealership, we do have to charge you some fees because we get charged some fees from the state of Texas. So it just kind of depends how you're doing it. But that's kind of it for now. I'm going to get caught up in the computer. I got a lot of computer stuff to do. So I need to get hustling because I only have until 2 o'clock. I have to go pick up my kid from school today because my nanny has a fever. So Meg's got some meetings and stuff. So I'm on daddy duty this afternoon. All right, YouTube, it's a short day because I have to go pick up my little duder from school and go be a daddy this afternoon. So I'm going to head out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. So Thursday Night Live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. I can't believe it's already Thursday. This week is flying by. I guess it's because I was gone all day yesterday. I was up for 20 something hours. Yeah, long day. Waiting on parts for that car. We should have those soon. Randy is working on the 360 conversion. Moving along on that. We got to de-wrap the 458. We'll be working on that. I guess probably start working on that a lot more in seriousness tomorrow. I need to film this car, the GTR and the Aston Martin, and get those pictured and listed on the website. Just talking to the consultation client. I don't know if he's buying the car or not still. I haven't found out, but I think he is. He might send us the car and have us do a few small things to it to tidy it up, but that's about it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow and do more car stuff.
The next day.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Thursday. We are almost done with this week. It's going by really fast. And Randy is making progress on the yellow car. So he has the trans out. He's got the throwout bearing out, I think. And look at that. Look how shiny that is. Ooh, boy. Yeah, apparently this one was extra dirty. And he had to bring out the big guns. You know, the vitamin C cancer quality, degreaser stuff. So it kind of has a little bit of a smell in the air today in the shop. But it's better than brake clean smell. I'll admit that. Brake clean smell is really potent. That's underway. We're still waiting on the intake manifold. They're supposed to be done hopefully today or tomorrow on the orange car. Let me tell you, one of the funny things we've been dealing with is oil. Everyone wants the proper Ferrari sanctioned oil in their cars, which is totally fine. I get it. I do too. And so there's only like 3 real kind of options that Ferrari is like cool with. One of them you can't really get in the United States, which is Shell Helix Ultra. Like it's unobtainium in the US and it's prohibitively expensive to import it. No one does that. Just not worth it. Unless you guys want to pay like $40 a quart, which would make the oil change cost like, $2,000 or something stupid. So no, not gonna happen. Second option, Pankello, whatever, kind of hard to find, but it is sanctioned. And then the most common option is the Pennzoil Euro Platinum. It used to actually have a sticker on it or like a thing with the Cavallino on it. So Pennzoil is just Shell oil. It's owned by the same company. It's the same crap, basically. I mean, I'm sure someone at Shell is going to correct me. It's not the same crap. It works. Anyway, so here's the funny thing about that stuff. We're trying to find it as cheap as possible so that we can keep our costs low and charge you as little as possible when doing oil changes. And we go through a lot of this stuff. Every single time we do a conversion, we have to change the oil because the transmission has the sump for the oil on the 430 and 360. And so right there is the oil return tube that goes to the oil pump and, puts oil in the engine. Every time you pull the transmission, all the oil is coming out, no matter what. So you're talking 10.5 quarts or so every time we do a conversion. Not to mention oil changes and services and stuff we're doing on other cars. So we go through a lot of it. We have been on the hunt for a 55-gallon drum of that stuff for well over a year. So we found it here and there. Like you could actually find it once in a while. It's pretty impossible to find, but once in a while we'd find it. And it would be like double the price to buy the big 55-gallon drum than the single 1-quart bottles. So much for like cheapness and quantity, right? We just kept kind of looking here and there. And honestly, the cheapest place we found it so far is Amazon. I don't know why. It's cheaper for Amazon to ship us that stuff. So we have been buying these little 6-packs for over a year, a couple years now, in huge quantities. And I feel so bad for our Amazon delivery people because we'll order them like 10 at a time. And they'll have to have, 10 plus boxes of these heavy oil containers, and just say it's a pain in the ass. So somehow we have, our O'Reilly rep. We told him about this, and he's been working on it forever. And he thinks he finally sourced a 55-gallon drum, and the price is only just barely more expensive than Amazon. So we're like, send it, get it to us, please. To not have the hassle of all these bottles laying around and constant Amazon deliveries. Would love that. Plus, I'd rather give my money to O'Reilly's than Amazon. Screw you, Jeff Bezos. I just thought you guys might find that fairly interesting. Another day, another life of doing car stuff. I got to work on the computer this morning. We have some business boring crap happening at 10 a.m. So I've got a little bit of time until that. Yeah, I got about an hour. It's about 9 a.m. Think I might even have time to do a review of the Aston. But somewhere in there, I also need to edit videos. And actually, I got to set up the live stream tonight. So I'm going to do that right now. So don't forget, 8 p.m. Central every Thursday night, the Thursday Night Live. Join us and chat and stuff. First start with the new exhaust. Oh, you can't run it for very long. It's not bolted in place, so it's going to rattle. All right, YouTube, we got a weird situation here. So we were hired to do a consultation for this guy. Starts off talking about how he joined this Facebook group, was trying to learn more about Ferrari F430s and stuff. Everything seems normal so far. And then he's like, yeah, this guy reached out to me and said, hey, I've been retained by some client to try and sell his Ferrari F430. And so I have this off-market Ferrari F430. Again, nothing really unusual about that. Okay, people retain people like as brokers and stuff. We've seen that happen occasionally, which, by the way, no offense to anyone who's a broker, but don't go through brokers, go through dealers. Brokers have only caused trouble in my experience so far. They've always been a pain in the ass, and they never do their job. Like, we end up doing their job for them. Anyway, that's besides the point. So ask him some more questions. We start talking some more, and he starts talking about the car and tells me it's a 2009, which is great. Last year, the 430. Okay, cool. It's a Spider. Great. Red tan. Okay, cool. And it's only like 6,000 miles. And I'm like, that's great. Everything's sounding good. And he's like, yeah, they only want like $110,000. And I'm like,
You serious, Clark?
Did you say 110? Because no, that car is not a $110,000 car. He's like, yeah, 110. I'm like, that's like a $150,000 to $175,000 car. This isn't right. Like, it's so my first reaction is like, this is either salvage or something else. I don't know. Salvage where it's like totally messed up, or maybe it's missing an engine. I don't know. Something's not right. So we chat some more, and then he tells me that they're willing to ship the car to him to do a PPI if he pays for shipping.
What did you say?
And I was like, wait, they're just going to ship the car to you? And he's like, yeah, well, they want a deposit, and pay for shipping. And I'm like, they're not going to ask you to pay for the car in full to ship you the car. No, this is a scam. There's no way this is anything but a scam. No one ships a car to someone without it being paid for in full. So there's no way. So anyway, I'm going to call this guy and we're going to see what's up. The broker, well, the guy who's been retained. So, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Let's see how this plays out.
Hello.
Is this Robin?
Yeah, this is Robin. This is it.
Hey, Robin. My name's Dan. I was hired by Steven to inspect this Ferrari F430. It sounds like you've got a, I don't know, are you a broker or something? Are you trying to sell this car for someone?
Perfect.
he told me about you. Yeah, I'm broke. I'm trying to take care of someone for a client of mine.
Okay. How can we get to go look at this car? Can you give us some information about it? Like, I don't have.
Yeah, he told me you're going to come inspect the ride, so I'm going to send you the address so you can schedule a date and time for the appointment.
Okay, so you can give me like an address to come look at it?
Yeah, but it's in New York. He told you, right?
Yeah, it's in New York. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm trying to get the VIN so I can pull a Carfax on it. Is that something I can get from you?
Now, my client is very strict on his privacy policy. He said he ain't going to share any of that. So if after you come on inspection, you're going to see all that. He doesn't want to share none of that. He's very strict on that.
Okay. Well, how can I get the address of where I can go look at it? Can you send it?
Yeah, I'm going to provide the address. I'm going to send you a message after this call.
Okay, so can you text me at this number the address of where I can go look at this thing, and we can.
Yeah, after the call. Yeah, after the call, I'm going to send you the.
Okay, yeah. So once we get off the phone, just send me an address, and we can text and figure out when I can come look at this thing.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Mhm. Bye. Bullshit. There's no f***ing way. There's no f***ing way. He said he's going to send me the address. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, hold on. Here's my thing. The guy doesn't sound like he knows anything about anything, right? If you're a competent person who owns a Ferrari and is worried about your privacy, are you going to hire like this kid? I mean, he sounds like a kid.
After all the shit we've dealt with doing these cars, anything is possible.
But also, what is more probable? Scam. This is my feeling is they want a deposit. They're gonna collect.
You remember when we've dealt with like freaking SP3 and stuff? Like they didn't even want to send us a picture of it.
But those were.
I'm just saying this guy might have that weird mindset where it's like, oh, you might steal my identity if I give you the VIN of my car. I mean, technically, if you knew the right people, you could go get a key cut for that VIN number and go steal his car.
Yeah, but
in theory.
So he's willing to let us go look at the car where we're going to see the VIN.
Well, maybe he just wants someone there in person. I mean, get the address. If they want to pay us to go look at it, then we'll go. If it turns out to be a sham, that's not our problem.
I mean, I guess that, except for then they're going to like rape me if I fly up there. They're going to like, hold you at gunpoint and rob you.
If you're scared, I'll go.
No, I'm not scared. Like,
I'm not scared.
I'm curious where it is. If it's in the ghetto, then yes, I would be scared. But if it's in like a normal location,
I bet it's in the Hamptons or something.
I mean, for it to be someone that concerned about their privacy, it would have to be like some crazy, like, I've got a big collection of cars.
Maybe.
But did you hear the guy? He barely.
Yeah, I know.
He barely could communicate.
Maybe he's a drug dealer or something. Like maybe he's in the mafia. Who knows? It could be anything.
It's the mafia.
I mean,
then I don't want to go there.
All you're doing is looking at a car.
Until you're not.
Well,
until you overhear them being like, "Hey, Vinny, take out his knees."
I mean, those guys won't mess with you unless you mess with them. So you're just going out to look at a car. That's it.
This whole situation is so sus. Honestly, I'm only doing this because I want to see what happens at this point. I'm just curious. My gut is like 100%. This is a scam.
Does the customer want us to do it? Follow through with it?
Well, I guess. I don't know.
I think you got to call him and tell him it's sus, but he gave us the address.
Well, I'm waiting for the address. I'm waiting for it to get a text. If I get the address and it actually, I mean, would be ideal is if it's actually like at like a storage facility or like a car place or something like that. Then, okay. Now, right? Yeah, exactly. Call them and be like, hey,
send me a picture of the VIN tag.
Yeah, well, I'm going to text the guy right now and be like, hey, give me pictures and give me whatever you got on the car.
Okay.
Pixar doesn't count. All right, YouTube, it's definitely a scammer. So they sent me an address of where the car supposedly is, which is 5 Sage Estates, Menards, New York. It's this house here, right? Looks like a really nice house to me. And then they sent me a bunch of pictures. So, like, this is some pictures they sent me. Notice that it's a Kuyo interior with gray center console, like a gray
instrument dashboard, the regular composite. And then, okay, a generic 430 image. And then, that's carbon fiber. The other one didn't have carbon fiber. Interesting. And then, generic picture. And then, look, some dude. That doesn't look like Kuyo. That looks like regular tan to me. That's definitely regular tan. And then, so I threw the image in Google reverse images and got this, right? And so here, look at, it's regular tan with piping. And here's that image of the dude with his kid buying the Ferrari. And apparently it was sold on January 15th in Portland, Oregon. Okay, and I reverse searched the Kuyo image and it comes up on Instagram from some post of a car for sale 86 weeks ago or something.
I'm gonna be there tomorrow. I got straight cash.
Oh, dude, yes. Okay. Oh my God, so I'm texting the guy and I'm gonna string him along. And by the way, I think I'm gonna show his phone number.
By the way, this is not real money. This is prop money.
Prop money. I'll put a real. I have a real hundo. We'll put it on top. Yeah. Okay. But look at. So I reverse search his phone number. And the first thing that comes up is a scam about deposit scams, and then it's like, adopt these Yorkies, and then there's this Facebook group, Michelle's Lux Corgi Club, with the phone number right there, a dog breeder. That's the guy's phone number. Michelle's Lux Corgi thing.
Wait a minute, go back up. That was Betty White.
Yeah. Well, that's just with her corgi.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the hell's going on, but anyway, so I told him.
He's probably spoofing this number.
Yeah, he's got to be.
If you called him, it probably is a Corgi Club.
Well, I called the phone number. I actually called him.
Did you?
I should reach out to the Michelle's Corgi Club somehow and ask them.
Because they have a lot of followers. It's probably legit.
I know, that looks pretty legit. So something's up here. But I was like, so he's like, I won't give you the VIN or the Carfax, right? For privacy reasons for my client. And I'm like, why don't we just sign a non-disclosure or non-compete, and then we can get the VIN and no problem. And I'm like, why are there pictures from two different cars that you sent me? He's like, my client, Jason, the owner, is a business owner, and his time is extremely valuable due to his business commitments. Based on past experience, including a situation just last week where arrangements were made without follow-through, he is requesting a $1,000 refundable security deposit to confirm serious intent and ensure his time isn't wasted. Once the deposit is received, he is confident the buyer is serious. He'll be comfortable sharing additional details and moving forward transparently with the next steps.
So the scammers learned how to use AI now.
Yeah, and I sent one of mine by air. That's me and my grandson. I didn't even say which picture was the one that was different. Yeah, the guy's full of shit.
Say, I'll bring I'll bring you 10,000. I'll bring you 25 cash tomorrow, and I'll be there tomorrow afternoon. We're gonna do a fake plane ticket, and I'll bring you 25 cash. We'll be there tomorrow at noon.
What do you think, YouTube?
Yes.
How much should we string him along?
We should, 100%.
This whole thing's stupid. Oh my God. All right. Let's see what we can do about this. I'm gonna see if I can push this a little bit harder. All right. So this is deeper than we thought. We're searching on that phone number in Google, and it's showing up all over on like watch scams, dog scams, and stuff. So Josh texted the phone number because like one of them was like, text this phone number to get on our watch list. So
he asked me, which group are you interested in joining?
Which group?
So apparently he's got a bunch of scam groups.
Oh my God. Say the watch group, I guess. This webpage used it. This webpage used it. This webpage used it. This scammer thing.
He said, okay, premium membership costs $100 for all looking to be part of the Moda community.
What? What the? Yeah. Where was that? That was like the watch thing. Look at Jason's Watch Royale Company. There's that phone number again.
This dude's a professional scammer. He's like trying all angles.
Dude, seriously, this is his entire job, is just scamming people. Oh my God, this is insane. Where was that? It was that watch thing. Oh, here it is. Here's the Instagram post. Look at it. See? This text Moda to that phone number. That's what Josh did. Oh, look at it. $1,000 a year. One membership, unlimited access. Real watch buyers, Moda Gold Plus, the Moda Club. Let's go look at Moda Club. 30 posts and 1 follower.
Oh, there's a Facebook group. Okay, let's look at the Facebook group. 307 members in that. Dude, this is insane. This guy, like, this is all he does.
You get premium access to all our watch trading communities where you will be able to buy and sell watches with our trusted communities members. We accept payment via Zelle and Chime.
Oh yeah, of course, non-reversible
I'm going
things.
to tell them I don't have either one of those.
Dude,
What's a really abstract payment processor?
I should go find one that's based in like Zimbabwe or some shit.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, all right, we're gonna keep messing with this person, so give me a minute. Well, YouTube, it's after 5 o'clock. It's late in the day. We're still messing with the scammer. I'll let you know what happens. I think he blocked me because he's not responding to me anymore. Dang, I sent him a picture of that giant wad of fake 100s with some regular real 100s sandwiched on it and was saying, I'm a cash buyer and all this stuff. Anyway, doesn't seem to be working. I think he blocked me, but Josh is getting some traction on the watch scam thing he's got going on. So I don't know. I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Join us at the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Central, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central. We'll see you then. We'll be talking about cool car stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good morning, YouTube. It is Friday, and my allergies are kicking the crap out of my face. So I apologize if I sound nasally and my eyes are running, and it's just awful. Well, it's February, which in the Austin area is the worst time of year for me. I always get my ass kicked by my allergies in February. But anyway, beyond that, the plan for the day is I got to finish editing this video, the one you're watching right now. I want to get that done today, so I'm not editing it at like 11 o'clock at night on Friday night. I want to have a Friday night where I don't have to edit and work. That'd be amazing. So that's my goal. That's the top goal. Secondary goal is I want to review the GTR, even though it is god-awful dirty. I haven't had a chance to wash it. We've been so busy this week, we haven't had a chance to really touch this thing. So we need to get washed and cleaned and pictured and put on the website, which we will do after I test drive it, because I don't want to get dirty after I test drive it. I don't want to get dirty after we wash it. I don't want to test drive it after we wash it. I believe this car is done, so I need to double check, talk to everyone, but I think it's done, so we just need to send out an invoice, get paid, and he can come pick it up. No progress on Scott's car at the moment. We're still waiting on parts. The Aston is pictured, but not on the website, so I can review this. So if I have lots of time today, which is probably unlikely, I want to review both these cars. Yeah, I'm setting really high goals for myself. This car is basically done. We have headliner to fix and some taillights to fix, and then it's officially done. Probably a few more days. This car, again, we have a deposit. We need to pull off the wrap or the PPF on it. And this car just showed up late yesterday. Cali T is getting an oil change. So yes, we do simple services like oil changes and annual services and stuff too. It's a little bit challenging because a lot of times we can't do it while you wait. It just depends on what service is and how long it takes and so on. A lot of these cars take more than a couple hours. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to drop it off and wait, maybe. Sometimes. I guess maybe if you dropped it off super early in the morning and then you wanted to like do stuff and come back later in the day, that's a possibility. But you just got to coordinate with our schedule and make sure that that Randy's available and stuff. So anyway, this car will be done shortly, and then we'll invoice him and tell him, hey, you can come pick it up anytime. And then still waiting on parts for this guy, although we can keep chipping away at some of the other stuff. There you go. That is the status of the cars in the shop. So like I said, I'm going to be editing videos. Josh is gone. He is visiting his mom. I guess it's just me and Randy. We're going to be partying it up in here. Yeah. Quick update. The scammer from yesterday. So unfortunately, he has not responded to any more of my texts. I am sad. I was hoping to drag that out and see what kind of stuff we could do with that. And then Josh led him along a little bit, tried to join his watch premium subscription group. We were trying to get his Venmo information and maybe even like his account information. So Josh was like, oh, I can't do Venmo, but I can send you a wire. So we're still trying to see if maybe we can get his account information. We could figure out what bank it's from, and we could contact the bank and be like, yo, you have a client who's committing serious fraud, and maybe get his bank shut down. That would be amazing, but I don't think it's going to happen. But, hey, we're trying to do our part. At least if nothing else, we're wasting the scammer's time and entertaining you guys at the same time, so that's great. Also good news, of course, our consultation client did not get scammed, so we saved him, hopefully, a good amount of money. And that's great. Also, quick update, the consultation client from the start of this week when I flew up to St. Louis, I guess that deal is in progress and he should be purchasing that vehicle in the next day or 2 or 3. I don't know. It's going to take a couple days. He's getting financing, so sometimes financing can take a few days. I don't know. Disappointed that the scammer won't respond to me anymore. I was hoping to lead him on with my fake pile of money. Who knows? Maybe he'll still text me back. We'll see. I doubt it, but you never know. So in case you're wondering what it's like to be in my shoes, every day I try and think, oh, here's the things I'm going to do. Here's like the goals of the day or whatever. And every day there are things that always get in the way of my goals, and it's impossible not to have those things happen. So it's already after 10 a.m. I got here at 8:30 this morning, and I have not done a single thing that I set out to do today. So it's already been an hour and a half, and I've had someone asking for a quote on a 355 engine out major. I had someone asking for a quote actually on a Rolls Royce to do some work on it. So I had to do some research on those and get them quotes. I had another guy who we sold the yellow 362 asking for a status update. So I had to make some phone calls and discuss that. I've had to do a bunch of emails that were unrelated to the stuff I'm working on. So it's very difficult to stay focused, trying to accomplish the things you are, and have the time to do the things that you need to do. This is why I get super frustrated when everyone wants me directly, as opposed to like when they call, they're like, oh, I need to talk to Dan. It's like, no, you can talk to Rachel. She's just as capable of helping you in most cases, or we can schedule a time. Like, that's the ideal world, is scheduling a time so that way I can anticipate it and time box it. And anyway, it's just time management stuff, very basic, like, business stuff. I've got 1,000 things pulling me in every direction every day. So, okay, now I'm going to finish the rest of my emails and try and edit, because I want to get the editing done this morning so I have the afternoon to do the reviews. And then I can edit the reviews maybe like over the weekend. There you go. My weekend's this already shot. Oh, and then tomorrow we're having our first Saturday meet at the shop anyway. So, yeah. Let's keep chucking. Well, it's basically 2 o'clock. I am caught up on editing the video to this exact moment. So I'm going to wrap up the video and finish editing it, because that's first pass. I have to go through the video at least twice, and it's close to an hour-long video, which means I have at least another hour of editing, which brings me to 3 o'clock, but I have a meeting thing at 2:30, so that will take until probably 3 something, which means I'll probably finish editing this right at 5 o'clock as I'm leaving for the day. So I guess that's it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching, all that jazz. Like, share, and subscribe, yada, yada. I appreciate that. Do things that help us out, like smashing that subscribe button and sharing this video and hitting the hype button. All those things are really great. I hate saying smash this like button, by the way. Also, you can check out normalguyssupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us. Use the code NGS10. Hook yourself up with 10% off most of the things we sell. And our dealership, NG Supercars, which is underway, being remodeled, redone. Hopefully we'll finish up some other cars. We ran out of parts, so we're just kind of waiting for parts on a lot of the cars. Lots of part orders out. Unfortunately, you can blame me. It's my bad. I screwed up. But we'll see you guys next week, and we'll see some of you tomorrow, Saturday, first Saturday of the month, 9 a.m., our meet here at the Stub. That's it for this week. You guys are amazing. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff. You're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.